Alright, welcome back to the Supercoach Nuff channel. In this video we're going to review round 9 of the 2025 NRL Supercoach season. So it was magic round here in Brisbane, and it was a magic round for a lot of us Supercoaches. So as you can see, I scored a 15-19, which normally, would be absolutely amazing. But as you can see, it was only good enough for top 15k in the round. So I did see one social media post of an 1800. So we'll definitely have a look at the top score this week. But 15-19, only won 4 out of 6 leagues. So there was 2 opponents scored more than me. But it did move up 8,000 spots. So continuing to see green arrows overall inside the top 20% now, which is, I guess, probably the minimum I would hope for, given that I try to talk about this on YouTube. But we'll have a look at the team and how it went. Excuse me there. So we'll get some confetti for the few league wins we had. But Wade Egan only scoring a 40. I say only. Yeah, he averages 65, so no need to worry there. Unfortunately, we did play Sandon Smith, so the 0 ended up in the team. Did drop out as the 18th score, so no need to panic there. But I guess for all the money we thought we were going to make on him, he's made 3k and now has a break even of 34. So it's one of those things, but I think he is still a hold, given his coverage over the origin period. In the front row, so Payne Haas, Terrell May just continue to smash out scores, 87, excuse me, 79 respectively. We played Corey Horsburgh with 4 of 45. Probably, there was definitely a few better options than that on the bench, but it is what it is. Stewart with the 79 got a try, looked a nice little line break there for him. So he's going to kick up in price, push towards 400. So that's going to end up being a pretty good investment in what was supposed to just be almost like a in case of emergency enough type option. In the second row, Big Tino with a 109. Didn't actually watch the Bulldogs time game. Decided to do a little day trip down the Goldie while everyone was coming to Brisbane. To get away from the fact I forgot to buy tickets in time. But that's by the by. But, I saw the little chip and chase that he had, so I think he got a try assist potentially for that. So massive score either way. Barnett with the 63. Excuse me. Solid. Probably one of his better scores this year, which isn't saying much for how he's going, but here's a hold through the first buy. Nafai White with 59 is good return for him. Dylan Egan with 97. I think he scored a try as well. So well done if you held him. He went massive. Hubner with a 36 actually lost a bit of cash. But I think he's got one more week and that injury-affected score drops out. So, yeah, so the 20 will drop out next week and then, should be back on the up. But, if you do have a move to trade him, you absolutely could. And Savala, 62. So I guess with Smith going down, he sort of really took charge of the team, steered him around the park, got a try assist in there. So, making a good bit of money. What did he make this week? So it's 57k for us. And, a nice negative break even coming off the bye. Nathan Cleary came back with a 129, so it's great to have that score in our team. Hughes with a 51. I was hoping for a little bit more to get me over the line in the other head-to-heads, but didn't quite work out. We did loop our VC in the end, so we did miss out on Metcalf's 119. In hindsight, I should have taken the reserve off Horsburgh and gone for upside, but you learn from these mistakes. Centre wings, though, we had Jacob Kiraz was massive with a 152, scoring a hat trick. Um, yeah, so it worked out well for Supercoach, and also I've had a little multi with him in it. Not to score 3 tries, I was happy with one, but thanks, Jakey, for looking after me. Herbie with a 78 was solid. Marzu with the 74. Both thermal we brought in this week a 105, made about 100k, 95k this week. Still got a negative break even, so pretty great investment there. Tamale on the bench for 77 was good, got a try. Rob Toyer was unreal, scoring a hat trick as well, 148. A lot of people like myself didn't play him. I know a lot of people traded him out. So yeah, he's kicked off a new bit of cash gen. Should get to about 500k at least, and make us 300k. Probably will hold through the buys as well, given the coverage. And Billy Smith, so making another 16k, probably has peaked in price. So if you do want to move on, I can understand the reasoning behind that. But again, another one who will do us good during the Origin period. Eongi with 56, so probably just sort of middling at the moment. Ponga bouncing back somewhat with a 98, so well done to those who held like myself. And James Tedesco was the VC, and we took that 130. It seemed pretty obvious at the time, but in hindsight, I probably lost out on a bit if I'd played Metcalf and just captained Haas as first planned. But this is what happens sometimes. But I mean, probably can't complain too much because Smith 0 drops out, so there was a few 40s and 50s, but normally that's a fantastic week. But just so many players going off, it was unreal. So have a look at the head-to-head. So in the first league, got a win over JB, Jared's team, with a 13.92 for him. So he did play Metcalf, Captain Terrell May, played Egan, played Derby for a 48. So a bit of cash there for him. Um, Hudson Young and Starling a little bit quiet against the Storm. I know Starling was in there niggling and doing his thing there. So don't know if you get Supercoach points for that. He would have turned up for sure. But left Toyer on the bench, left Ponga on the bench. So there was a bit of room for improvement there. But yeah, talk about 1800s. It's got one there. So we know there's at least one 1800 in the overall. But Supremas FC, Steve's team, 1804. Holy wow. So Tedesco's VC, Toya, Ponga, Metcalf, had Kiraz and Fermor. Preston with a 92, although he will miss a few weeks, so that's a stiff one there. And copped Billy Smith's 34, but Drinky 127, Tino Cleary, Haas, so lots of big scores there. And I guess, had Tamale, so could have got an extra 40 if he'd swapped out Smith. Um, yeah, so it could have even been bigger. But that is a monster score, Steve. Well done. In the second league, actually lost to Ryle's Disciples, Matt's team, the 1541, so it was close. But he had Nico Hines as VC, turned up, Drinkwater, Val Holmes, Pappy was decent with an 80. So just looking at that, I guess I had the sort of VC covered, had a ton, but albeit not a 127. So pretty much the difference was those 80 and 90 from Val Holmes, Ryan Pappenhausen, just slightly outpointing, Holmes beating Farnworth, Drinkwater covering Fermor. So pretty close there. But just having a look through, not as extreme. 1588, I think. 1585. Yeah, so it looks like Katrina's got it. Scrumbags United, 1588, top score in the second league. It's the sun that comes in the window here. It's a bit glary. Don't know how that's going on. The camera looks okay. So we'll push on. But Captain Drinkwater, which was nice, had Jacob Kiraz. Um, you know, solid scores there. Had Nico Hines, Rob Toyer, yep, Cleary. So a few of the the big guns going off this week. And then the third league. So it's a close one, another 1500 for the Flying Pig Ryan's team. 1501. He played Toyer and Teddy, but captain May. Who was his vice captain? Vice captain Haas, so just safety in the front row there. Had Tom Jenkins with a 117, so a bit stiff. I traded him, but I did trade him for Fermor, so I'm not too disappointed there. Had Metcalf as well, so I had the option to cover those guys, but fortunately I had enough in the tank to get it done. But I can see a 1684. That's big. 1728. So Team Gibbon, Paul's team, getting the chockies this week overall. 117. Had Fletcher Sharp for 128. So a bit filthy. I didn't bring him in for fantasy, but I did need a middle, so not too disappointed with Aaron Clark. Had Drinky, Metcalf, Kiraz. So Cleary as captain was nice. Yep. So Dylan Lucas doing well, 89. So some good stuff there from Paulie. I'll just have a swing through the overall, see if there was any other monster scores. Why won't it let me? Do I have to go to the leagues or something? How do I organise it by? I think I can do it in here. Points scored. Okay, so Paul, Serena Sinners, Steve's team. So into the top 1,000 overall. I should actually do by total score. So we've got a few boys getting up there. So Eliminator with the 1661. Lots of big 1600s this week. So Liam getting in 120 overall. White Wong with a 419. Steve up into the top, or just outside the top 500 with a 1684. So Shohei will be a bit stiff, 1500 and drop in rank, down just outside the top 1000. Riley's Disciples pushing up, nice, well done, Matt. So some good stuff there in the overall as well. But yeah, I'm going to go back and have a look at that 1800. That was unreal. Actually, I got to go back to game day. I should have looked in the league, I suppose, to see how he's doing overall. But that's all right. Supremas FC at 1804, unreal. We'll see how that stacked up for the round. Actually, that's what I was going to do. So round 9 points. So an 1868. So Wade, this is the team I saw online. Got the team of the week. So he had McInnes, May, Haas on the bench. Got 45. Might have dropped out, to be fair. 92, 109, 100, 100, 100, 89. So Connor Tracy's a bit of a pod. And he still had Tommy Jenkins on the bench too. So a couple of tons. 98. That's unreal. Well done, Wade, getting that score. So, Karina's Marauders. I was thinking that was like the Karina Tigers there for a second. So 10th for the round, Steve. Well done, mate. That's unreal. I guess we've covered most of the big hitters this week, but we'll just check we didn't miss any. So, and had the top 4 scorers in my team and still got, what was it, 20k or something. But didn't have Sharp, didn't have Drinkwater, which a few people had. Connor Tracy. Yeah, so it's like they're all fairly popular options if you have a look. Like probably Tracy at 5% as a pod, but the rest, were somewhat relevant. Fa'alongo with a 112. He looked really good. Couple of try assists. Did he get a try as well? What was his stat line like? I know. Watched the game. It was pretty good. It's just like, as soon as Pappy goes down injured, you got to jump on. Because he's lighting it for us. So a try and a try assist, a try contribution. Surely there's 3 line breaks. Yeah, no, he was good. Starting to fulfill that potential. I mean, at 1%, here's a super pod. Could you go there? I guess the buy coverage isn't great. He's probably a great target after 15 when they have their last buy. But by then, he'll be 600k plus, you'd imagine. Stephen Crichton, good score from him at 111. The Fox with a 106. Bradman Best tunning up's nice. So, yeah, but just unreal when you look at the popularity. Like obviously Kiraz is somewhat of a pod at 11. Tedesco's still a pod, but I guess we're seeing enough of those teams with them that they're moving on up. So well done everyone this week. Have a look at break-evens as well, just quickly. I haven't looked at any of this yet, so this is all new to me. But Derby still got a bit of cash this week to make with a negative 41. King Togia started off well with an 83. So it'll be a very interesting conversation around what to do with him next week if he does score decently again against the Warriors. Toya and Savala obviously can wait a week given they're on the bye. Biothermal, probably still got a bit of cash to make, but with Origin coming up, surely he's a chance of playing for Queensland. So might be, try to make money elsewhere in the near future. Patia, I think he scored a try which pumped up, 75. So could get a little bump in the front row, but I don't know if you need to go there. Jazz Tavanga will be somewhat popular coming off the bye this week, given his low price point, dual position, negative break even. After that, lots of mid-price options. Tommy Dearden's going to still make a bit of cash if you want him at 5'8". Farlungo, as I said, might be now or never if you want to get on him. Isaac Tungo bouncing back to a bit of form, which is nice. Tom Jenkins is reset. It's probably a hold if you've got him, but definitely not a trade in. After that, we're into the positives. So, no massive downgrade options this week, in my opinion, unless you want to go early on King Togia. But we'll have a look at the team. So, obviously, with the Roosters on bye, we do have to make a couple of adjustments. So I'll just swap Horsburgh on field. Take the reserve off White. Put Metcalf back on. So Teddy, we'll put Ponga in the flex. So we are going to run a bit short on numbers here because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on bye. And also we're holding Jaden Campbell. So that's 7. So at the moment, I think we're just pretty much got to put on who we have. So yeah, it's going to come down to like a Hubner or a Stewart as our 17th without trades. So pretty tight this week. But again, the advantage of these Roosters players is they will cover all of the buy rounds. So if we do look ahead to round 12, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or actually, shouldn't count Cleary. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 14, 15, maybe 15. Yeah, 15. So 14 or 15 currently. So we've got enough. I mean, the issue I've got is if you have a look, I'm going to have to go, Smith on the bench, 2 of these guys on the bench, and I guess I could probably flick Tedesco back down there. So, you don't want to have a position where you've got too many players in the same position because then you can't fit all of them on the bench to make the 17, which you obviously, or 18, counting the flex, which you then make your best 13 from. So we're pretty well covered for that. Let's have a quick look. So people going earlier, like I said, there doesn't seem to be any real cheapies. Sharp and Lucas are both great options given their coverage across the buys. McInnes should play round 13. Round 12. So I don't hate that option, bringing him in this week. Riley Smith or the Eels do have a bit of coverage, so makes a bit of sense. Guess people trading out Smith, nah, I'd try and hold. He should be back. Like they got the bye this week, so he should bounce back from the concussion. Billy Smith. So this is one like if you've got the money to do a Smith to like a Sharp or a Lucas, I think you could do that. I clearly don't. I've only got 87k. Um, Hubner, yeah. Again, if you can get up to one of these guys, that's good. Iongi would be nice to upgrade, but I think we've got to stick with him just a little bit longer. So I think this week might actually just be a chance to hold some trades for myself. Don't need to force the King Togia move. We can have a bit of a look because the decision is, do we go Campbell out even though we've held him all this time? Because Metcalf is going to make some money and play round 12. So King Togia won't play round 12, which is another thing to consider. Um, could we trade Hughes? Because Hughes won't play 12 or 15. We could take the money and then potentially bring him back in. Although I would be leaning more towards Nico Hines. That was originally the plan. And then, he's ended up in the team. It hasn't really shot the lights out for me, which is a bit stiff, but we could potentially go down there. Obviously, Metcalf can slot in at halfback. And then that does free up a bit of money next week to upgrade. Yeah, because I think we want to play Hughes this week over King Togia, so you would have to sort of commit to the move next week, I think. And we would have to be comfortable playing him too because Campbell probably still out. When's he due back? Round 12 to 13. Yes, probably after the bye is basically what we're projecting for Jaden. So, yeah, this week's week 10. We'd have to play him next week. They're both on the bye in round 12, so that doesn't really matter. Um, and then, yeah, Jaden Campbell will be back. So, it's all part of what we need to factor in, but we won't go early. And yeah, we'll just let things go. I don't think there's anyone who's got a massive break even that we need to get out of. Just clear the buys because I can't see it that well. So yeah, Stewart's reset his break even a bit. So is Egan. I mean Hubner, he's going to lose a little bit, but again, what's the alternative there? Just trying to think. Hubner. I guess maybe the one move that might pan out, and it really depends on what they're going to do. The Dogs, I'm not too sure. But if it was me picking the team, I'd probably have a bit of a look at Hayes filling in for Preston, who's going to miss the 3 weeks. Um, obviously has a bit of a experience out on the edge as a second row centre who's sort of just transformed into a middle forward. But with no Tupanua still, no Curran, obviously Preston out, they're a bit light on that edge. I think they want to keep Salmon and Man in the middle as the 13, so I could see them using Hayes out there. And with his PPM, admittedly it is more in the middle where he does get that PPM of 1 on average, but you reckon he'd still do a bit of work out on that edge, so maybe even a try or two, given the way they use Preston. So could be a move, but it is subject to team list. So not going to commit to that now because I'm not convinced. I think it's just going to be like this, and it's just down to Hubner or Stewart. And I guess if they go with Stewart on field to start like last week, Hubner on the bench to start, it'll probably flip around like that. So just wait and see. But yeah, we'll wrap the video up there. I haven't really done vice captain, but we'll talk about that in Thursday's video. This one's gone long enough. So yeah, questions, comments, thoughts down in the comment section below. Like if you enjoy Supercoach. Subscribe for all things fantasy sports on the channel. And other than that, we'll catch you in the next one.